morning, everybody. Let's do a little quick recap of day 9. I was filled with excitement right from the beginning. We had 3 animals left on our list: the notorious steenbuck, trophy warthog, and those pesky little buzzards. I'm telling you. And then the bush buck. And the bush buck is a very timid animal. And the warthog this time of year, the trophies, they hide just like the kudu. Okay, so we had a day planned full. We had several stalks early, and then we really got after it in the afternoon. And so Eric, tell us about that warthog.
Well, yeah, we came in. The food here has been awesome all week. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks, and
Dessert after
everything
meal.
in between. A cooler packed full in the back of the truck for while we're out. Yesterday was the first day nobody took a drink from the cooler after the first couple stalks after the morning. There's nothing the whole morning, I guess, for before lunch, and so we went out again. We were waiting for the mountain to clear off because it's been some sort of wind, rain, and clouds for the past for those 3 days.
Covered up the mountain.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. The mountain was completely covered with fog and clouds, and so we tried to do what we could down low, looking for steenbuck, warthog. We'd glassed up some pigs, but they'd all been too small, and we went out on our drive and spent some time from high areas looking into low areas, and Denver spotted a good warthog from 1,500 yards out, way up into a really low valley, but he spotted it and said, "It's a nice fat pig." And we drove down where the truck was concealed from that valley. There were some really nice Inyala cows and a really, really nice bull. We're not going for Inyala on this trip, but
Next trip.
maybe next time. And we put a ridiculously cool stalk on up the backside of a mountain to the ridge. Spotted it again. It was kind of feeding in and out of the bush, and then we tracked around the back. So about 6 of us went up, and then Denver and one of the trackers and myself skirted around the back of the top of this mountain, and then just over the crest, and we're able to get within 200 yards of this warthog. And
Mostly downhill. That shot was probably 30 plus degrees downhill.
15. That's what he said.
Okay.
That's what the rangefinder said. And but got up on her on the sticks, breathing heavy, shaking like crazy. Put a good shot laterally on it, hit it a little bit back, but I was using the 375 JDJ, and so it didn't move much, and so was able to get another clean shot. We moved down a tad more, get a clean shot on the front shoulder. It piled up, and then we hoofed it down the mountain, really steep, grabbing onto bushes on the way for stability, and got up on that pig. And Denver, the professional hunter, shouted, "Oh my gosh, it's a sow!" And so it was a sow with great tusks on her, which is fine. It doesn't make any difference to me. It was, you could see her tusk with the naked eye from the mountain. So so that was how we got her.
So then we came back in, had lunch, and dessert, of course.
No, we had this was all after lunch.
No, and then we went out. Then we went out, and it was kind of we were headed to a new spot. They raise a lot of sheep here, and this was one of those alfalfa fields, and that Denver had permission to hunt on. And real early, we found a bush buck ram and 3 ewe, I think. Okay, and so they were the ewes were feeding, the ram was in and out. So we put a long stalk around this field and totally concealed. Got to where. It got to where we thought we were about 200 yards out, and then we waited, and it was sprinkling rain, and the sprinkling rain wasn't bad at all, and I, like an idiot, forgot my raincoat with me. Everybody else
You probably
had one.
thought Mom was gonna pack it for him.
Yeah, probably so. So anyway, we sat there, and the more we sat, the more it rained, and the harder it rained, and by the so now we're down to fighting daylight, enough light to shoot with. The loophole scope gives an extra advantage, and so I'm guessing we were within 5 minutes of being done, and the ram is in and out of the bush, and they finally got good eyes on him. We're able to confirm that he was trophy grade, and Eric just laid an amazing shot on him. Typical of our theme this week of one good shot, and dropped him in his tracks with the 375 JDJ. That Lehigh Defense 250 grain bullet just put a wallop on him, and dropped him right there. And then and it's still pouring down rain, and we are soaked. There was not a dry spot on me, okay, and pretty much everybody else as well. And so we were really excited. We got a really dark video of all of us standing out there in the rain, soaked, and so that was pretty much an awesome finish to the day. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, just trusting in your setup and your ammo. We left the mutt behind the last couple days, and I was very intentional and persistent about wanting to get that 375 with the Lehigh controlled chaos out there, because I knew once it connected, and that shot had maybe the last 5 minutes, it was definitely the last 30 seconds I could have taken a shot at 230 yards at that time, and he was hard quartering away, and I just snuck that round in the back rib, and it just absolutely obliterated him. It had to go far enough to get to his vitals in the front and drop him hard, and there was no exit. And so, once initially we had that sighted in for 100, and once we realized the distances were far greater than what we had anticipated before we came, we actually made a trip back to the range on last Friday and modified that zero, changed it to 175, which changed all the math. Probably made that shot doable at that point in the evening. So I came back here, took a hot shower, dried off. I'm standing in, I'm pretty sure my boots are squishing. You may be able to hear that. We've got some new gear here that we wore because our hoodies and everything were soaked from last night. We took the guns apart because I carried the pistol out there too, just in case that we got close enough. And so the guns were soaked. Mine was on that G2. Eric's was on the old TCA 10th anniversary frame that we brought along. So took those apart, got them dried out last night. We're ready to rock today.